Page 66. Language practice. May, might, could, and must have. Uncertain.
Aliens may have built the pyramids.
They might have used boats.
It could have been a hoax.
The lights may not have been UFOs.
It might not have been aliens.
Certain.
People couldn't have built them.
It must have been someone really smart.
I must not have seen it clearly in the dark.
Page 66. Pronunciation. Reduction of have after modals. Listen. Notice the reduced sound of the helping verb have after modals. 1.
It could have been a UFO. It could have been a UFO.
2.
They might have used boats. They might have used boats.
3.
It must have been a trick. It must have been a trick.
4.
They may have been here. They may have been here.
Page 67. Listening. Listen to the radio program. Match the guests to the number of times they have seen the phenomena. 1.
Hello, I'm Joe Walters, and this is Real or Myth, the show that looks at unsolved mysteries around the world. Tonight, we're talking first about El Chupacabra. The monster, if it exists, has big red eyes and long, sharp teeth. My first guest, Roberto Jimenez, has been looking for El Chupacabra for almost 20 years now. Now, Roberto, what can you tell us?
Well, Joe, El Chupacabra attacks animals, especially goats. We know it is not a dog or a wolf because it does not have hair. I haven't seen one myself, but witnesses say that this monster is different from anything else they've ever seen.
Have you talked to witnesses?
Last week, I met a woman who saw one in her backyard. She said it had big red eyes and it could fly.
Wow. Did she take a photo?
Yes. Of course, it's dark in the picture, so it's hard to be sure. I think it could have been El Chupacabra.
Really?
2.
And now we're going to look at an unusual event that takes place on the banks of the Mekong River in Thailand. For 2 nights every year, people go there to see something they call the Naga fireballs. I have Niran Watana on the line in northern Thailand. Niran, what exactly are the Naga fireballs? Can you explain the phenomenon to us?
Well, Joe, the Naga fireballs are very interesting. They are pink balls of light about the size of an egg that come up out of the river, rise into the air, and then disappear.
That sounds amazing. But, Niran, are you sure they exist?
Oh, yes, I'm positive. I've seen them many times.
What causes them? Are there any explanations?
Oh, sure. There are many theories and explanations. For example, Buddhists believe that they come from a serpent spirit called Naga. I'm not sure about that one personally. There's also a scientific explanation, but honestly, I don't completely understand it.
Well, I guess at least everyone can agree it's a beautiful sight.
3.
And finally, we have a call from Ryan Murphy in Scotland. Ryan?
Joe, I'm standing next to Loch Ness, the famous lake here and the home of the Loch Ness Monster. Now, I know a lot of people don't believe in the monster, but it exists. I've seen it.
Wait, you've actually seen the monster?
That's right. I saw it once when I first visited Scotland about 10 years ago. It looked a bit like a whale, but it had a very long neck.
Okay. And you're sure it wasn't a natural phenomenon? For example, could it have been a tree? It might have fallen in the water and the neck was its branches.
Oh, it wasn't a tree. I would have recognized a tree. This thing was huge, and it made a loud noise, unlike anything I've ever heard. I'm totally convinced it was Nessie.
Unbelievable. Well, thanks for your vivid description.
Page 67. Listening Plus. Listen to the rest of the program. Select the things the expert mentions.
And now I'm joined in the studio by Dr. Karen Hegley, an expert in unexplained mysteries. Dr. Hegley, thanks so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure, Joe.
Now, let's start with El Chupacabra. Is this real or just a myth?
Good question, Joe. Now, there are many people who have seen something and even taken pictures and video, but...
Ah, so there's proof.
Well, maybe, but a picture is easy to fake. As I was saying, these people saw something, but maybe it was a dog with skin disease. It could have lost its hair and only looked like a monster. I have to say, I'm skeptical.
Okay. And what about the Naga fireballs? Our guest mentioned a scientific explanation for them.
That's right. There's actually a very good explanation for the Naga fireballs. You see, at this time of year, there are a lot of dying plants at the bottom of the river. They release natural gases as the sun beats down on the river.
Underwater gases. Got it.
Right. Then, at night, these gases come to the surface of the river and rise into the air.
Fascinating. And what about the Loch Ness Monster?
Well, again, as with the mystery of El Chupacabra, unfortunately, there are quite a few cases of trick photography. However, some researchers have tried to find the monster using underwater microphones and also sonar.
Now, sonar, that's like the underwater radar they use on submarines, right?
Exactly. And the evidence from that research is very interesting. They captured some very strange sounds. These were mysterious sounds that couldn't have come from a normal-sized creature.
Very interesting. Well, thank you, Karen, for talking with us today. And thanks to all of you for listening. We'll see you next time on Real or Myth.